Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. We are in the 10th day. Ooh, we're making progress, guys. I didn't even realize we were this far along. It is morning, yes. I don't really remember where we left off, actually. I am drawing a huge blank, so we're just gonna jump back in. I slowly open my eyes. The night that I thought would last forever ended before I realized it. Oh yeah, he was going big mode in his sleep. He was like turning into the Hulk or something. That's because he overdid it. He did. We didn't really see, you know, the repercussions of overdoing it in the previous route. But it might be because, you know, Shirou didn't really get the instructions or whatever from Rin. He didn't, you know, get taught how to properly go about things here. And also, he wasn't given that concoction or whatever that, like, really helped him out. So maybe that had an effect? I don't know. Something maybe along those lines. But he is alive. I must have not been able to bear it anymore, or it stopped hurting before I knew it. Either way, I don't feel any further pain, nor do I feel sleepy or sluggish. I was able to sleep for about 3 hours, and my mind is pretty clear. My bed is wet from sweating. At least it's from that. I force myself up, and as soon as I try to stand, my left foot slips. I tried touching my left foot. There's nothing wrong. There's no pain or bleeding, but there's also no sensation at all. It's not just my left leg either. I don't feel anything in my left arm. Ah, shit, we had a big-ass stroke. I tried pinching the left side of my chest and feel nothing there as well. Has my body still not healed completely? The whole left side is numb, and I'm feeling a strange disconnect, like it's someone else's body. I have had similar experiences before. Yeah, of course. This is similar to the numbing that one gets when the blood circulation in their limbs temporarily gets cut off. Well, I can move it, so I guess it'll go back to normal eventually. Though my limbs react frustratingly slowly, like I'm moving them by pulling a lever, it hopefully won't affect my daily activity if I'm careful. Oh, we'll see. I refrain from using a knife this morning and make a simple meal with some bread. My dominant hand, the right hand, is safe, so I can use a frying pan. Hey, right-handed people, rise up. I'm one of them. I cook bacon and eggs, prepare instant clam chowder for the three of us, and somehow manage to set up the table.
Itadakimasu.
We both bite into the golden bread. Saber nods in approval at the toast and salad. Yeah, it's interesting seeing Saber holding a rice bowl and chopsticks, but Western food seems more appropriate. Saber is quiet. Though she isn't unfriendly, she does consider silence as a virtue. She's like this especially during meals. It's more comfortable for me when it's quiet during meals, so a breakfast like this is ideal. I finally realized then why it's so quiet this morning. That would be because...
Yeah, ohayo! Nani? Kesa wa Furansu?
French food? Fujine wasn't staying over. I hand Fujine her mug.
その割にはそこはかとなくインスタントの匂いがするよ、シロ。
God damn it.
気のせいだ。起きたばっかりだから鼻が利かないんだろ。
そっか。言われてみればそうかも。あ、セーバーちゃんもおはよう。昨日は帰れなくてごめんね。
Fujine gulps down hot clam chowder like a sports drink. That's wicked. She must have some kind of special coating along her esophagus. I know I don't.
昨夜は姿が見えませんでしたが、何かあったのですか？ちょっとお仕事。じゃないか。単にお見舞いに回ってるだけなんだけどね。それも昨日で終わったから、今日からはまたのんびりできるなり。
She puts margarine on her toast. margarine, right? Though it doesn't really matter. Fujine doesn't use butter for some reason. I tried asking why, but I feel, or I would try asking why, but I feel like I'd get some sort of stupid response. I'll table that for another day, or never.
なあ、藤根。入院したやつで重症なのは何人ぐらいいるんだ？
重症な子はいないよ。今は病院で様子を見てるだけで、週が明ければみんな元気に登校できるって。だから大丈夫よ、シロー。今回の事故は気にしないで、気楽に行っていいんだから。
Fujine bites into her toast with gusto. I feel reassured just by watching her. She really looks unconcerned.
そっか。それはよかった。
そうそう。世はすべてこともなし。私も今日の夕ご飯を楽しみにしてるのだ。
And that peaceful smile. Yeah, at times like this, I'm reminded that Fujine is still Fujine. You know, there can be all sorts of fuckery in the world, but
今まで通り留守番よろしくな、セイバー。
like with the Holy Grail War going on and servants being a master to another servant, you know, that's just tomfoolery. But at the end of the day, at least we have her here to just, you know, bring us right back down to earth.
はい、それはいいのですが、シロ、台所に食事の作り置きがないようでしたが、今日は昼食抜きなのですか？
ん？あ、いや、今日は土曜だから早く帰ってこれるんだ。少し遅くなるけど、昼飯時には戻ってくるから。
そうですか。シロ、そういうことはきちんと言ってもらわねば困ります。どうも今朝のシロは気が緩んでいるようです。
いや、別にないぞ。昨日の今日で体がまだ重いけど、こんなのすぐに戻る。
Yeah, hopefully. Sensation hasn't returned to the left side of my body yet, but there should be no problem as I can still move it. I don't need to make Saber worry over something like this.
まあ、確かに悪かった。食事はセイバーの唯一の趣味だもんな。謝罪の意味も込めて、昼飯は5銭にするから、それで帳消しにしてくれ。
I wave goodbye and go to the door.
何か今の言いようは納得いきません。私はただ食事を抜いては有事の際に力が出せないと。
いいからいいから。それじゃあ留守番よろしくな、セイバー。
Okay, so I'm slowly remembering what happened in the previous episode. So Kuzuki, the one of the teachers, I don't know if he's not our homeroom teacher. We just saw her. I don't remember what he teaches specifically. I think somebody in the comments said ethics, which is still pretty funny when you think about it. Given everything we learned from him, he is really just willing to go all out. And he is a polar opposite to Caster. It's pretty interesting. But the two of them together means that they can kind of cover for each other's weaknesses in a way. And he was able to beat the shit out of Saber, so that was pretty interesting. But the reason why Shirou's in the state that he's in is because this was the fight that pushed him to utilizing projection. Just like what we saw in the previous route. I leave Saber's complaints behind me.
なんだ、思ったより疲れるな。
I touch my numb left foot. It was fine back home, but now I'm walking, or now that I am walking, this is starting to make me feel ill. Even if it doesn't affect my movements, it seems to affect me mentally to walk dragging a body with no senses.
いや、これぐらい我慢しないと。この程度、二人に比べたらどうってことないんだから。
Even though she healed, Saber got her throat crushed and was smashed against a wall. Tosaka was coughing from receiving that blow from Kuzuki. Compared to those two, it's nothing since I didn't actually get wounded.
さて。
I force my leg to move and start down the hill. I feel slightly nauseous. With uncertain steps, I make it down the usual path to school, weaving around like a ghost. Yeah, this will be a fun day, I'm sure. And so, school is over before I knew it. It might be because my body still doesn't feel right, but my sense of time is all over the place. I don't remember any of the material from class, and I'm not too sure what I did either.
まずいかな、やっぱり。
The left side of my body doesn't change. It makes me depressed feeling so numb for this long.
なんか 感じないくせに重くなってきた気がするし。
My nausea isn't going away, and of course Kuzuki wasn't at school.
帰ろう。
Yeah, we're not seeing him
セイバ
again
ーも
here.
お腹減らしてるだろうし。
I grab my bag and stand from my seat. Amidst all this, I feel like I'm forgetting something, though I figure I'll remember once I get home. I mean, there was the hefty lunch you were supposed to make or whatever. Once I finish walking up the hill with my numb left foot, I remember what I forgot.
そういえば、遠坂と話をするの忘れてた。
Yeah, there is also that. So preoccupied was I that it just completely slipped my mind. My spacey, hazy mind. Well, I'm sure nothing important happened since she didn't immediately come find me. Considering my condition, I can just contact her once I get better. Or if, you know.
ただいま。
I call out in a loud voice so Saber can hear from her room and go straight to the kitchen. I put the ingredients that I bought in the refrigerator so he did not forget this, wash my hands, and put on my apron. The plan is to make cod for dinner, so for lunch it'll be some kind of meat or poultry. A meal of chicken teriyaki for the main course sounds good, so I get to work on that.
シロ、帰ったのですか？
Well, yeah, we are. Saber must have heard the noise as she comes in from the porch.
ああ、遅くなってすまない。すぐに飯にするから休んでいてくれ。セイバーもお腹減って。
Uh-oh. I got distracted by Saber and dropped the plate in my hand.
シロ、食器が割れていますが。
You don't say.
うん。皿を割るなんて初めてだ。
I'm surprised myself. Surprised enough to say something stupid, too.
すまん。すぐに片付けるから、セイバーは気にせず座っていていいぞ。
I pick up a piece.
あれ
I fumble and drop it, too.
はあ、疲れているようですね、シロは。いいです。片付けは私がしますから。シロは調理に専念してください。
I guess trying to pick it up with my left hand was a mistake, yeah. Well, it was a good lesson. My left hand still hasn't regained feeling. I'll need to be incredibly careful with a knife.
シロ、無理せずとも結構ですから、単純な料理をお願いします。気を入れてくれるのは嬉しいのですが、料理にあなたの血が混ざっているというのは困る。
Well, you never know. It could actually maybe make it taste better. Who's to say? It probably won't. Well, I don't want that either. That is a failure for some... Hold on. That is a failure for someone in charge of the kitchen.
了解。気合を入れるのは夕飯にして、昼は簡単なもので済ますよ。とりあえずメインはそのまま。予定していたかぼちゃと大根は自重するけど、いいかな。
I put 200 grams of chicken on the cutting board and carefully ready my fork. I have to at least make the main dish without cutting any corners because of what I told Saber this morning.
はい。期待しています、シロ。
It's like she can sense my enthusiasm. That has me even more motivated. I'll poke some holes first with the fork to prepare and...
ピンポン？
シロ、来客のようですが。
Man, you are just stating the obvious today. Why?
そうみたいだな。ちょっと出てくる。
Yeah, who could
は
be
い、
here?
今出ます。
The last time I remember us answering the door was one of the bad endings in the first route, where if you just completely dip out of the church. I scurry to the door. It's rare for someone to visit at this hour. Fujine doesn't ring the doorbell and she has a spare key. I don't have many visitors, and since there's no houses around, I don't have many neighbors.
誰だろう、一体。
Well, it can't be anyone with a grudge, since the alarm of my old man's bounded field isn't going off, so it must be one of the young people from Fujine's place. Or Rin, it could also be her.
はい、どなたですか？
I say and open the door. Suddenly. Oh. My mind goes blank. Hello. We stare at each other in silence. Well, Tosaka looks angry. I'm not sure what to make of this.
遠坂、なんで？
定時連絡エミヤくんがすっぽかしたから。
定時連絡をすっぽかしたって、 そりゃ確かに遠坂と会うのを忘れてたけど、そもそもそんな決まり事はあったっけ？
Tosaka glares at me silently. This is bad. I don't know why she's mad, but it must be bad.
すまん。忘れてたのは謝る。協力者として定時連絡は当然の義務だった。
Remember, guys, we're always wrong.
そうよ。状況は何も変わってないんだから、お互いの確認は当然じゃない。
I sigh with relief. It's surprising enough to have Tosaka at my door, but having her show up like this, guns blazing, might as well be an out-of-body experience. I have to solve this real quick. My nerves can't take this kind of thing, especially right now.
話は分かった。連絡はすぐにするから、遠坂も帰ってくれていい。ここまで来てもらってわざわざすまなかった。
Why are you making such a face, Tosaka?
遠坂？要件は分かったから、ひとまず帰って橋の下の公園で落ち合うんじゃないのか。
I have a bad feeling, and that must have been the last straw. Tosaka, who's good at reading my weaknesses and fears.
いいえ、いい機会だから今日はここで会議するわ。まさかわざわざここまで来た友人を追い返すなんてしないわよね、エミヤ君は。
Yeah, I mean, she's got us there, right? Speaks the words of and smiles like a devil.
ここで会議するって、うちに上がるっていうのか、お前。
何よ、あなただって私の家に上がったでしょ。それに今回が初めてってわけじゃないし、今さら隠すことなんてないんじゃない？
Right. It was Tosaka who treated me when I fainted the night that I first met Saber. But I was confused then since I had just become a master, so it didn't register that Tosaka was in my house. Even if we're in a truce, Tosaka is Tosaka. She's the school's idol and a girl of my age. It's an outrageous situation for her to come into my house. Wait, why is she in the hallway?
じゃあお邪魔します。話し合いなんだから今でいいわよね、エミヤ君。
See, we're used to this. Like, we're used to her being here.
待てってばバカ。いいのかお前。遠坂なのに俺ん家に上がったりしたら大変だぞ。
いいからいいから。ああ、それとお昼食べてないからよろしくね。
The intruder Reen Tosaka comes barging in.
待てってば。この考えなしもほどほどにしろ。
I object in a loud voice, but it has no effect on the enemy. The intruder casually goes to the living room, leaving me confused in the hallway. Then, still not completely sure what's going on, the three of us eat lunch and then talk about our future plans. The topic of discussion is about Castor, of course. We discuss for nearly 4 hours how to defeat her at the temple, but the results are not looking good.
はあ、結局正面からの実力行使しかないってわけね。セイバーの話が本当なら、サーバントは正門からしか入れないって言うし。
そうですね。あの山には霊体に対する強力な結界が張られていますから、私では正門から突入するしか手はありません。クラス的に単独行動が可能であるアーチャーならば、多少の無理は効くでしょうが。
で、無理して疲弊しきった体で境内に上がったら、キャスターが待ち伏せているわけだろ。そんなのいい的じゃないか。
まあね、的を射るあいつが的にされてちゃしょうがないわ。アサシンだけならセイバーとアーチャーのコンビで倒せるだろうけど、境内に上がった後、キャスターをどう追い詰めるかも問題か。エミヤ君の話じゃとんでもない魔力の貯蔵量だって言うし、下手に追い詰めたら流動寺ごと道連れにされかねない。
確かにキャスターは潔い死を迎える性質ではないようでしたし、自らが滅びるなら私たちごと爆散しかねない。無論そうなれば流動寺も消え去りますが。
セイバーしれっと怖いこと言うよな。キャスターのやつ追い詰められたら自爆するっていうのか。
するでしょう、そりゃ。
しますね、おそらく。
The two of them are completely in sync. If I think back, Saber and Tosuka have always had the same opinions from the start and seem to approve of each other in battle. If they're both saying that we shouldn't attack there, then attacking the temple must really be impossible.
ああ、なんだ。もうこんな時間なんだ。
Oh, I thought that was the stupid-ass alarm for the bounded field. The clock's sound echoes throughout the living room. By the time we realize it, it's already 6 p.m. and the sky is tinted red.
とりあえず話し合いはここまでだな。そろそろ夕飯の支度をしないと。
I stand up. We're having cod pot tonight, so it shouldn't take too long to cook. All I have to do is cook rice and make something that would go with hot pot, but
何よ、エミヤくん。人の顔ジロジロ見ちゃって。
so, like, why is she making herself at home when we're about to have dinner?
それにさっきからずっと離れているし、そこがエミヤくんの定位置かどうかは知らないけど、話し合いをするんだからもっと近くにいないと不便でしょ。
Tosuka, sitting dignified at the table, watches me carefully. There's only one reason why I'm distancing myself from Tosuka.
バカ言え。俺の定位置はお前が陣取ってるところだよ。それを遠坂が横取りするからこうなったんだろ。
I object with all my might.
ははん。そっか。外じゃマスター同士ってことで気にならなかったけど、自分の家の中になったら素に戻るってことね。
悪いかバカ。男なんだからこんなの普通の反応だ。
It would be more surprising if I weren't nervous around a girl my age, and Tosuka at that. While we've been having these strategy meetings, I have to frequently remind myself how this is happening because we're both masters. I feel pathetic, but even this has been nerve-wracking. I don't know how many cups of tea I've drunk while sitting here.
でもおかしくない？セイバーだって女の子だし、聞いた話じゃ藤村先生もさくらもここに来るんでしょ？なら私だって似たようなものじゃない。
That's different. Saber and Tosuka are different, Fujine and Tosuka are different, and Sakura and Tosuka are different. And I mean, the only reason I can be normal around Saber is because we're in this fight together.
いいからもう帰れ。うちはこれから夕飯なんだ。大阪も家であーちゃんが待ってるんだろ。
Yeah, she's always ditching him now.
あら、結論が出てもないのに帰れるわけないでしょ？夕飯をごちそうになった後、今後の方針を決めるんじゃないの？
Man, I seriously feel dizzy.
それはもう決定してる事項なのか、遠坂。
違うの？嫌なら別にいいけど。じゃあエミヤくんはキャスターに関してはしばらく放置ってことでいいんだ。
I swallowed the complaint that was stuck in my throat.
シロ、リンの言い分は正しいのではないですか？別に彼女が滞在しても問題はないわけですし。
To top it off, Saber even takes Tosuka's side.
わかった。けど飯が口に合わなくても知らないからな。それと藤村先生も来るだろうから、その時はお前が解き伏せてくれよ。
分かってる分かってる。エミヤくんの料理の腕はお昼で確認済みだし、藤村先生のことも知ってるわ。両方とも承知の上だから気にしないで。
後悔しても知らないからな。
I look away and face the kitchen. Then, I wash my hands and go to put on my apron, but find that it wasn't where it always is. No. First of all, I don't remember taking it off after preparing lunch while worrying about Tosuka watching me.
あれ？
I look around. Do we still have it on? She laughs at my confusion and...
それと言い忘れてたけど、男の子としてエプロンをつけたまま動き回るのはどうかと思うわよ。
That is so fucked. Oh my god. Takes a parting shot with a smirk on her face. To be honest with you guys, there is no issue, in my opinion, with a guy who cooks wearing an apron. I think that's like a huge sense of masculinity, being able to pull that off, you know? Because you're showing, hey, I've got the skills to wear this apron. I cut the cod with gusto. The Napa cabbage is cut, and I've grated a ton of daikon radish.
よし。次は出し取った鍋に具を入れて。
The pot boils. It's an easy meal to make, mostly dependent on making the stock. That went well, so all that's left is to prepare the number of plates needed.
ただいまー。寒い寒い。雪降ってきたよ。
Did it? Fujine comes home.
おかえり。雪降ってきたんだ、外。
うん。小ぶりだけど結構積もりそうよ。はっ、今夜は鍋物だ。さすがシロ、冴えてるじゃない。気分もいいし、お酒とか飲んじゃおっかな。
Hey, it is the weekend, why not? Fujine goes inside the living room saying dangerous sounding things.
お邪魔しています、藤村先生。あ、遠坂さんだ。どうしたの？シロんちで会うなんて珍しいね。
The fuck you mean it's rare? This has never happened. Fujine naturally accepts Tosaka's greeting. She hums as she goes past the living room and into the kitchen. Yeah, she just completely went over that, didn't she?
雪見のタラは極上だって言うし、ますますお酒が似合いそう。
Fujine opens the refrigerator, and after retrieving her favorite, oh fuck, what the hell is that? Bumkuchen? And taking a bite. Oh, there it is.
ってなんで遠坂さんがシロんとこにいるのか。
Ah, a similar reaction to last time.
お邪魔してますじゃないでしょ。こんな時間に何やってるのあなた。
Fujine stuffs again, that down and marches into the living room.
何って、エミヤ君の家で夕飯をご馳走されているのですが、そういう藤村先生こそチャイムも押さずに上がり込んでくるなんて非常識ではないんですか？
In response, the Tosaka army calmly makes her counterattack.
私はこの家の監督役なんです。シロ、エミヤ君のお父さんから任されているんですから、ここでは家族も同然なの。
そうなんですか。じゃあ改めて挨拶をしますね。お邪魔しています、藤村先生。今日は一日ここで過ごしていました。
God.
夕食後もエミヤ君とは試験勉強しますけど、どうぞお構いなく。
シロじゃなくてエミヤ君、これはどういうことですか？遠坂さんと勉強会を開くなんていつの間にそんなことになってたのよ。
先生、呼びにくいのでしたら無理をなさらずに。
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I think we're all seeing that here.
別に先生がエミヤ君をどう呼ぼうと私には関係ありませんから。呼び捨てにしようがちゃんをつけようが、個人のプライバシーは尊重しますし。
遠坂さん、もしかしてさくらちゃんから聞いてる？
そう、残念ですが麻藤さんが何を話していたのかも個人のプライバシーですから、その質問には答えられませんけど、先生の想像通りだといいですね。
Fujine falters at Tosaka's smile. I understand how Fujine feels well. Or feels as well. Or both, I don't know. But when she smiles like that, it makes you feel overwhelmed and cornered.
勝負あったな。ありゃ放っておいても大丈夫だ。
Actually, it wasn't even a match to begin with. It's only a matter of time until Tosaka talks Fujine down. I'll let Tosaka take care of it and focus on preparing dinner. I guess his left side of his body is doing a whole lot better. And it stopped snowing outside once we finished the pot. It only snowed for about 2 hours, so I bet there's only a bit of snow left in the yard.
シロ、食器流しに集めといてよ。
サンキュー。んじゃ、さっさと済ませるか。
I get up and head to the kitchen.
洗い物？なら私がやろっか。ご馳走されっぱなしじゃバランスが取れないし。
Tosaka and Fujine switch spots. The offer is nice, but I can't let a guest do the dishes.
いい、貸しにしとく。食ったばかりなんだから、おとなしくしてろよ。 ところで、藤姉は後で風呂を沸かすこと。
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always the one that will volunteer to do the dishes. Whether I'm a guest or it is my home, or if it's my home and there's guests over, either one of those situations, if it's to help out, that's just my thing. But one time, this was many years ago, I was still in college, this girl that I was kind of seeing, she was over, we ate dinner at my place, my parents' place, however you want to describe it. And when she was done eating, she tried to wash the dishes. And we were all like, no, you don't do that. Other people do that, the people that live here. Which, it's contradictory because if I were in her shoes, I would probably do the same thing. But no, even as a guest, I've been shooed off. So, but you guys understand, right? You're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to be polite and nice. It must be because she's full now, as Fujine is compliant. Everything would be so much easier if she were like this all the time, though I suppose it would also be boring. Yeah, her whole character wouldn't be the same. Okay, I guess the left side of Shirou's body is not doing all that great still. I dropped another plate. It's been 20 minutes since I started doing the dishes. This is the second plate I dropped. And there's no excuse even if my left hand is numb. I'm really dropping the proverbial ball if I'm being a klutz just from this. If I'm being honest with myself, I should stop until my arm no longer feels this way. But I quickly shake that thought off. Excuse me. I roll up my sleeve and continue washing the dishes. If this were from something else, I could maybe excuse it, but I refuse over something coming from me. There's no way I'm going to lose to myself. I refuse to admit defeat. And as a result, the damage taken increases. This is the third plate now. Fortunately, it didn't break since I put a bath towel on the floor after I dropped the first one. So it shouldn't be a problem, but it's really awkward feeling Tosuka's eyes on me whenever I drop a plate.
藤村先生、エミヤ君っていつもああなんですか?
Nope. I hear Tosuka's voice from the living room.
バカ言わないで。シロはお皿を割ったことなんて今まで一度もなかったんだから。きっと遠坂さんを意識して緊張してるのよ。もちろん外敵として。
Hey, yo. Leave it to Fujine to hit a bullseye on the dig. Tosuka ignores that and stares at me. And this is hard. Half of my body is already numb, so it distracts me when she watches me that earnestly. Oh shoot. I click my tongue and look down at the broken plate. This is the fourth one now. I could see it coming, but my left hand didn't move fast enough. I slowly look behind me. She's watching me. Tosuka scrutinizes me from her place at the table. Then, she suddenly gets up and walks over to me.
エミヤ君、私がやるから休んでいて。
いや、それは。
割れた皿は踏まないでね。どこにしまえばいいのかは見当がつくから、あなたはお茶でも飲んでなさい。
Tosuka rolls up her sleeves and stands by the sink. I don't think I can do anything about this. It's a Herculean task to stop Tosuka once she makes up her mind. And to be honest, it's frustrating, but there's something strangely picturesque about Tosuka standing there doing something so mundane. Yeah, washing dishes is not really a fun time. I mean, we all do it. We have to do it. But I used to do it as my job. It was my first job, actually. I don't remember if I talked about it in any of my previous playthroughs from like almost 10 years ago. But yeah, that was my first job, and I hated it. It sucked, but you gotta start somewhere, right? Once I get out of the bath, Fujine is the only one in the living room. Tosuka's shoes are still at the entrance, and I assume Saber's in the dojo. It's almost 9 p.m. Now, I have to go talk to Tosuka. I'll go talk to Saber at the dojo. It's cold, so I'll pass. Mandarin. No, we're gonna go talk with Tosuka. I think That's the best thing to do here. We already kind of like brushed her off earlier. Let's continue to focus on Tosuka here. Or Rin. But yeah, she is the issue. It's late already, so it's dangerous if I don't get her home soon.
藤ね、遠坂知らないか？
遠坂さんなら庭に出て行ったみたいよ。そういえば庭の端っこに何かあるんですかって聞いてきたけど。
Uh-oh, the shed.
庭の端っこ？
Does she mean the shed? But why would she have any business there? Why does she have further business here in the first place? Ooh, it is snowy out here.
寒。
The winter air is quick to cool my warm body. Cloud cover keeps the stars from shining, and there's a fine layer of snow on the ground.
たく、この寒い中、外で何やってんだ、遠坂は。
I shiver and cut across the yard. While making my way to the shed, I consider getting a coat the next time I go shopping.
エミヤくん。
エミヤくんじゃない。こんなところで何やってんだよ、遠坂。もう時間も時間だし、のんびりしてる暇はないんじゃないのか？
ああ、そうね。確かに寒いわよね、ここ。
She is suspicious. She's acting so suspicious that I'm starting to get curious about what she was doing.
遠坂、土蔵の扉開いてるな。
私じゃないわよ。初めから開いてたんだから、それ。
おかしいな。外から鍵かけてたはずなんだけど。
それこそ冤罪よ。そもそもそのオンボロ、内側にしか鍵ないじゃない。
うん、そうそう。土蔵はいつも開けっぱなしで、中からじゃないと鍵はかけられない。で、なんでそんなこと知ってるんだ、遠坂。
Nice. She clicks her tongue in acknowledgement of her screw-up. I'm beginning to understand that Tosuka's pretty bad at handling surprise attacks that she hasn't considered before.
まあいいけどな。
Yeah, people in the comments
土
were
蔵の
actually
中、何もなかっただろ。
they were kind of explaining that the surprise attacks, things that she does not expect, that's what gets Rin totally off balance. But if she is expecting things, if she understands where things are going, she's a lot more prepared.
一応、
She's
そこが
ready to
俺の
go,
修練場
not
だ
as
けど、
flustered.
やることといったら強化の練習だけだし、遠坂から見れば子供騙しみたいなもんじゃないか？
I urge Tosuka to go back inside. However,
そう。やっぱり自覚はないのね、あなた。
Tosuka glares at me as if I'm a challenge to surmount.
遠坂。
I brace myself against the uncomfortable feeling in the air. Tosuka narrows her eyes at that.
そんなことだろうと思った。作り出している本人がそんなんじゃ失敗するのも当然よね。
ちょっと待て。それ、投影魔術の話なのか？
そうよ。土蔵に転がってた中身のない複製品の話。あれがどれくらい馬鹿げたことか、エミヤ君にはわからないでしょうね。手順や略式もなし、強化の延長で投影をしようなんていうあなたは全てにおいてデタラメよ。
悪かったな。いいだろ。どうせあれは強化の練習なんだから、成功しようだなんて思ってないんだ。あくまで基礎の確認に過ぎない。
それがデタラメだって言ってるの。基礎の確認で投影をするですって。いい？私以外の魔術師にそんなこと言ってみなさい。あなた、ガラス蓋付きの標本箱にピンで飾られるわよ。
Tosuka's words sound like a joke, but she's completely serious.
すまん、遠坂。お前の言いたいことはよくわからないんだが、要するにもっと修行しろって言いたいのか？
そんなの当たり前じゃない。エミヤ君には修行あるのみよ。けど、そうね。今すぐに戦力アップを図るなら、少し手順を変えてあげるだけで、あっさり使い物になるかもしれない。
I don't know where her hostility went, as she starts to ponder seriously.
手順を変えるって強化のか？
もう何聞いてたのよ、鈍感。強化じゃなくて投影の方に決まってるでしょ。半人前のする強化なんて当てにならないけど、投影だけは別よ。一時的にせよアーチャーの剣を投影したんだから、 再現できれば即戦力じゃない。
No, it's true. We all know it's true.
遠さか。そりゃいちいちもっともなんだが、昨日のは偶然だ。もう一度やれって言われても多分できない。
それが半人前だっていうの。できた以上は偶然だろうが必然だろうがものにしなさい。だいたいあんたのは偶然なんかじゃない。私みたいに外界に働きかける魔術師は再現できない魔術なんて山ほどある。けどあんたは材料を全部内界から出してきてるんだから、あんたが生きてる限り再現できない魔術なんてないのよ。
内界から出している。
But isn't that obvious? Magical energy is created from the magic circuit within you, so it's all coming from within you.
はあ、独学でやってきたからしょうがないんだろうけど、かなり重症よね。投影はともかく他のことは一から教えてあげないとダメか。
Tosaka sighs dramatically. Well, it's a little late, but yeah, this is basically her trying to help him out. Kind of what, again, I talked about this earlier in this episode, but her getting Shirou up to speed, teaching him a little bit more. I know I'm an amateur, but it gets my gall that Tosaka says so.
余計なお世話だ。今まで一人でやってきたんだから、これからもなんとかなる。それより話し合いはどうするんだよ。もうこんな時間なんだ。いつまでも道草してらんないぞ。
時間って今何時なの？
9時になったところ、女の子が夜出歩く時間じゃない。
なんだ、まだ全然早いじゃない。まあ、エミヤくんがそう言うなら手っ取り早く片付けましょうか。
Tosaka nods and heads back towards the house.
まだ早いってどうしてさ。
It's pretty dangerous for a girl to be out this late. 9 is like midnight. Well, yeah, I guess for a working man like myself it kinda is. Yet for her to say it's still early, is Tosaka not aware that she's not or that she is a girl? No, she's totally a girl, guys. But a pretty strong one at that. I shake my head and erase the ominous thought from my head.
ちょっと早く来なさいよ。
Tosaka calls back. In response, I run to the porch. Training time, baby. Alright. I think we'll wrap it up on that. Seems like a pretty alright point. New save file. Okay. So, yeah, nothing too crazy happening in this one. If anything, it was nice and chill after the previous episode, which was pretty nutty in a lot of ways. That was pretty crazy stuff, now that I fully remember it. Hopefully my audio was fine. I kept on getting distracted by my Audacity. What it's kind of outputting looks a little weird, but I don't know. We'll make sure that everything is fine. I did make like a teeny tiny adjustment, but it shouldn't have changed anything. But then again, I'm always making adjustments. Eventually I'll probably get a whole new microphone, actually make the step away from the USB microphone and get the big boy XLR type of shit going on. Maybe, I don't know. But no, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I don't sound like shit. If you guys like this one, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.